Hi, I'm Sunny. I'm coming to you from Starbase headquarters, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Ask Starbase. Today's question, our two-part question actually, it is what is erosion and what causes erosion? Now, erosion is the wearing away of an object or substance through an external force. Typically, erosion refers to the gradual wearing away of soil, sand, rock, or other land structures over time through natural forces such as water, wind, or ice. A famous example of erosion is the Grand Canyon, which was worn away over the course of tens of millions of years by the Colorado River with the help of winds whipping through the canyon. Now, there are many types of erosion, but today I'm going to talk to you about 4 types. Physical, water, wind, and ice. Physical erosion describes the process of rocks changing their physical properties without changing their basic chemical composition. It often causes the rocks to get smaller or smoother, like for instance, river rock. River rocks are often much smoother than rocks elsewhere because they have been eroded by constant contact with other river rocks. Now, landslides are also associated with physical erosion because they can cause rocks to dislodge from hillsides and crumble as they tumble down a slope. And plant growth is also a contributor in a process called bioerosion. Plants break up earth and material as they take root and can create cracks and crevices in rocks they encounter. Now, water erosion is the major agent of erosion on Earth. Rain, rivers, floods, lakes, and the ocean carry away bits of soil and sand and slowly wash away the sediment. The ocean is a huge force of erosion. Coastal erosion, which wears away rocks, earth, or sand on the beach, can change entire coastlines. During the process of coastal erosion, waves pound rock into pebbles and pebbles into sand. Waves and currents sometimes transport sand away from the beaches, moving the coastline farther inland. The battering force of ocean waves also erodes seaside cliffs. The action of erosion can create an array of coastal landscapes and landscape features. For example, erosion can bore holes that form caves. And once the water breaks through the back of the cave, it forms an arch. The continual pounding of the waves cause the top of the arch to fall, leaving rock columns called sea stacks. The 7 remaining sea stacks of the 12 Apostles Marine National Park in Australia are among the most dramatic and well-known of these features of the coastal erosion. Now, wind is also a powerful agent of erosion. It constantly transports dust, sand, and ash from one place to another. Wind can sometimes blow sand into towering dunes. An example of this is the sand dunes in the Gobi Desert of China. Some of them reach more than 1,300 feet high. Now, in dry areas, wind-blown sand can blast against a rock with tremendous force and slowly wears away the soft rock. It polishes rocks and cliffs until they're smooth, giving the stone a so-called desert varnish. Wind is responsible for the eroded features that give Arches National Park in Utah its name. Now, some of the most destructive examples of wind erosion are the dust storms that characterized the Dust Bowl of the 1930s in the Southern Plains region of the United States. High winds and choking dust swept the region from Texas to Nebraska. Many people and livestock were killed, and crops failed across the entire region. The earth was made brittle by years of drought and agricultural mismanagement. Millions of tons of valuable topsoil were eroded away. Some of these winds carried Great Plains topsoil as far east as Washington, D.C. and New York City. Now, the last one I'm going to talk about is ice. Ice is usually in the form of glaciers, can erode the earth and create dramatic landforms. In frigid areas and on some mountaintops, glaciers move slowly downhill and across the land. As they move, they transport everything in their path, from tiny grains of sand to huge boulders. Rocks carried by glaciers grind up rocks and scrape away soil. Moving glaciers gouge out basins and form steep-sided mountain valleys. Several times in Earth's history, vast glaciers covered parts of the northern hemisphere. These glacial periods are known as ice ages. Ice Age glaciers carved much of the modern northern part of North America and European landscapes. Today, in places such as Greenland and Antarctica, glaciers continue to erode the Earth. Ice sheets there can be more than a mile thick, making it very difficult for scientists to measure the speed and patterns of erosion. Well, that's all I have time for today on today's edition of Ask Starbase. If you have a question you would like answered, email us at ask@starbase-ct.com. Thanks for joining me. Bye.